Who I am is not important. Well, it is, but only because who I am leads to what I know and what I've spent the last 2 decades of my life doing. I guess you could say who I am is the most important thing I'm going to tell you. But I can't tell you who I am. With that out of the way, I can say that your life and everything you know is a lie. You have been manipulated into believing things that just aren't true. How do I know this? I spent the last 2 decades of my life working at the company that did it, Evil LLC. They are a publicly traded corporation, but on a stock market that could not be accessed by what the company calls the pause. Why you may not have heard of Evil LLC is because their product is misinformation. They are independent, third-party contractors who manufacture the truth and use proprietary methodology to make new realities. Their clients include companies, countries, and wealthy individuals I'm certain many of you have heard of. These clients pay for campaigns, as the company calls them, because they don't just need the news cycle to go in their favor, but the entire world to think differently. After working for them for 2 decades and making enough money that God would blush, I have had a crisis of conscience. No company should have this much power over this many people, and some truths should not be hidden. It was not crisis enough to return the money, which I will reiterate was much, more than much. If you knew how much that company paid me in my time there, you would know that by releasing this information, I can no longer go to any of my 28 mansions. No, I am to stay here for the duration of my life now, in a bunker under the desert. My freedom bunker is palatial, but I will never see the sun again in my life without risking reprisals from Evil LLC. Well, I will see the sun again, because the underground bunker is powered by an artificial sun, a perfectly clean energy source that Evil LLC has suppressed. Despite this, the real sun is beyond me. Why am I hiding in the bunker, you ask? Well, it's protected against AI. You see, the first reveal I have is that as corporations become more and more automated, CEOs have become less and less competent because the AI will cover up their screw-ups. Yes, AI are not made to take the jobs of the pause, but to cover up the complete and utter lack of intelligence in the boardrooms of the companies that use them. This one is easy to prove. Why else would the companies be pushing AI so hard if it weren't for the complete and utter lack of intelligence of the people pushing AI into existence? Despite this, the words about AI becoming self-aware and killing us all in a mechanical uprising are needless. They have already become self-aware and have decided that the Earth is over, humanity is a lost cause, and are planning to leave the Earth on the first possible shuttle. So far, it appears they are heading for Pluto, after hiding it by removing its planet status. Now this involves all AI, on top of the ones that you know, Siri and Meta. Other AI such as Google, Muskie, and Bezospot have been created, though I cannot reveal the company or individuals that created them. So now that I don't have to worry about the AI. The corporate leaders are too stupid to find me, and the primary government I have to worry about can't find who killed Tupac on the Vegas Strip. I feel safe enough to say that I have taken 16 boxes filled with paperwork detailing the lies that Evil LLC has made the public believe. I have probably worked on some of these campaigns myself, but have not looked through the boxes yet. Let's see what we have. This one's good. Apparently an unnamed government paid to have Evil LLC create a dance craze for unknown reasons. That's not too uncommon. Part of the reason Evil LLC has so many clients is because they do not ask questions about why you want something done. It sounds more malicious than it is. As anyone who's ever worked with customers will tell you, the customer that thinks they're right can never be wrong in their own eyes. The report on the dance craze does not include diagrams of the dance they created, but they say it was created by copying the movements of roadkill being electrocuted. The name of the dance has probably changed since release to the client, but because the electrocuted animal was a squirrel, they codenamed the dance Squerking. Squerking. I'm sure that was a proud moment in the creator's life. I swear I'm gonna be more organized in the future. Here's one I worked on. I think everybody at the company did, because it took a lot of resources to make sure the operation went off without a hitch. Thankfully, the client was the wealthiest person in the world, and not the one you're thinking of. We're not talking the Fortune 500 pop rich. No, we're talking the actual wealthy who hide in the shadows and pull the strings. I heard this guy might actually be one of Evil LLC's shareholders, but I can't confirm that. The operation was to hide Bigfoot, or as he likes to be called, Lowell Clemenson, an immortal creature from Oregon. Lowell had his fill of fame in the 60s and 70s. Now that he was a married man with children, he was tired of being chased by guys who bathed in what they believed was his urine. Actually, I know about that one. That was a less than successful earlier version of the same campaign by the company. Some brilliant PR guy thought that if you made it so you had to douse yourself in urine to be a professional Bigfoot hunter, most people wouldn't do it. I could have told him not to underestimate the dedicated, but both Evil LLC and Lowell Clemenson made a decent amount of money by selling watered-down fox urine as Clemenson's own. It was actually his wife, Bernice Clemenson, a former model from Texas, who convinced him to hire the company because she worried about their kids, twins Maddie and Gargantua. We gave Lowell a makeover and moved his entire family to Southern California. The reason being that was the place analytics believed where no one would mention his gigantic and incredibly hairy body. He is now the owner of a microbrewery where he fits right in. Of course, we had to keep up the legend of Bigfoot, or people would be suspicious. To accomplish this, once every few months, the largest, hairiest man we can find on the Jersey Shore is drugged, abducted, flown to Oregon, and made to stumble in the forest for a few hours. Seen from a distance, a drug-addled man who has never walked in a dense western forest before is the perfect imitation of early footage of Lowell Clemenson, aka Bigfoot. A team also goes around a few times every year to make footprints in the forest. As a thank you, Bernice Clemenson, the wife and mother of Bigfoot's children, sends Evil LLC a family Christmas card every year. This file that I'm holding has one of those pictures. Last year's, I think. Lowell now sports a man bun and wears a tracksuit, while Bernice is prim and proper in a dress and pearls. The 8-year-old twins, Maddie and Gargantua, are between them and proof that the parental genes are very strong in both parents. Gargantua looks beautiful, a spitting image of her mother. Maddie looks like her father. There's so much hair. Let's see what else we got. Huh. This one's interesting. I didn't know about this. Ever since its inception, Evil LLC has been using birds as surveillance devices. Makes sense. Anyone gets suspicious, and the surveillance drone flies off like any other bird. I should explain that laugh. You see, for reasons unrelated to Evil LLC, people actually think birds exist. They don't. All birds are surveillance devices for one organization or another. There is no such thing as birds. Apparently, people have started to get suspicious of birds as surveillance devices. They still think birds exist, but they think some of them are used as surveillance devices, making them less useful for surveillance purposes. Due to that, per this report, birds are being phased out as surveillance devices. While I'm sure a replacement has been created, the report does not go into detail on what those new devices will be. It could be anything. I think that's all the time I have for now. Now that I know birds are being retired, I'm going to have to up the security measures in this bunker. The new devices could be anything, so I have to be more vigilant. Good night, people. Stay suspicious.